Maximizing occupancy in the off-season is a challenge many landlords face. When temperatures drop and fewer people move, properties can stay empty longer, eating into profits. Yet with a few smart strategies, you can keep your rental income flowing year-round. At Alpine Property Management, Kansas City, we've seen what works and what doesn't. Our goal is to help you navigate those slower months with confidence and a plan. Rather than let your property languish, you can be proactive, adapt to market conditions, and maintain steady cash flow. Start by understanding your local rental market's seasonal patterns. Every area has high and low points. In some places, the off-season might line up with school schedules, meaning fewer families look to relocate during the middle of the year. In others, weather plays a role. People often avoid moving when snow or heat makes the process stressful. By watching trends in Kansas City, you can anticipate when demand drops, allowing you to adjust your strategies before you have a vacancy. One key approach is to offer flexible lease terms. Tenants who need a place in an off-peak period might appreciate a shorter lease that won't trap them until the next off-season rolls around. You could also consider different start or end dates that line up with more active rental months. This can be a win-win. You fill your property sooner, and the tenant feels they have more control over their move-in or move-out schedule. Flexibility can make your property stand out when others insist on standard terms. Another tip is to highlight any off-season advantages of your property. Maybe you have a garage that protects cars from winter weather, or excellent heating that keeps utility bills low. If your neighborhood has strong holiday traditions or scenic winter views, mention that in your listing. Off-season rentals can seem less appealing unless you show potential tenants why it might be more comfortable or even advantageous. By framing the property's best qualities for the season, you capture the attention of people who need to move now, rather than later. Price adjustments can help too, although you don't want to slash rents so low that it hurts your bottom line. A modest rent reduction or a short-term incentive, like offering the first month at a discounted rate, can attract tenants who are on the fence. The key is to calculate how a small concession might keep your property occupied sooner, which often pays off more than leaving it empty. At Alpine Property Management, Kansas City, we study market data to suggest pricing that's realistic and compelling without devaluing the property. Marketing is crucial. Off-season months mean fewer people are actively hunting, so you need to go the extra mile in reaching them. Professional photos and clear descriptions always matter, but especially now. Consider virtual tours to appeal to tenants who may not want to visit multiple listings in bad weather. Use multiple platforms, rental websites, local social media groups, and even community bulletin boards. The more eyes on your listing, the better your odds of finding that tenant who needs a place immediately. If you're dealing with multiple vacancies during the off-season, you may want to spread out your marketing timeline. List one unit a bit earlier than you normally would to catch any early movers or relocators. Another unit might go up a few weeks later, targeting a different set of potential tenants. By staggering your efforts, you keep fresh listings in circulation, rather than flooding the market all at once. Sometimes a small tweak in timing can make a big difference in how quickly you get applicants. A well-maintained property is more appealing in every season. During the off-season, prospective tenants might be concerned about heating efficiency, road access in snow, or how well the property handles storms. Showing that you've taken care of these details, clearing driveways, servicing the HVAC system, sealing windows, sends a message of reliability. It also reduces the risk of emergency repairs later on. Proactive maintenance reflects positively on you as a landlord, and many renters place a high value on a hassle-free living situation. Communication also helps. Respond quickly to inquiries and be available to show the property, even on shorter notice. If someone wants to see the property on a cold, snowy evening, be flexible enough to accommodate them. By making the process easier, you stand out among landlords who may be slow to answer questions or unwilling to schedule showings outside traditional hours. This level of service resonates with tenants looking for a stress-free rental experience. Sometimes it pays to offer bundled services or perks that simplify life for a tenant during the off-season. Maybe you include snow removal, or you arrange a discounted moving service in partnership with a local company. Small touches like these can tip the scales in your favor, especially if the tenant is comparing several places. People appreciate when a landlord considers their comfort and convenience. It may cost a bit on the front end, but it can secure a tenant who plans to stay long-term. At Alpine Property Management Kansas City, we help owners optimize off-season strategies. We handle everything from competitive pricing and professional marketing to screening prospective tenants. Our local expertise means we know which neighborhoods see consistent demand, even when the market slows elsewhere. We also track how weather and local events influence activity. This data-driven approach helps us advise clients on the best times to list their properties and the right rent incentives to offer. We give you the tools to navigate even the trickiest rental seasons. Sometimes a property might not be worth the hassle. If you're dealing with frequent maintenance issues or never-ending vacancies, it might be time for a different strategy. That's where Alpine Property Management Kansas City comes in. We buy houses no matter the condition or situation. If your property is draining more resources than it's worth, or if you simply want to offload it without the typical listing and showing process, let us know. We'll make you a fair offer and handle the details. Back to maximizing off-season rentals. Be sure to pay attention to tenant retention. If you have current tenants whose leases end during a low-demand period, it's sometimes better to encourage them to renew early rather than face a vacancy. A small rent incentive or a lease renewal bonus might keep them in place, saving you from marketing and turnover costs. A stable tenant can be worth more in the long run than chasing a higher rent that might leave you vacant for months. This is especially important if you anticipate a dip in local demand. Off-season rentals also offer opportunities for creative solutions. You could consider corporate housing if your local market includes traveling professionals. Short-term leases or furnished units might attract people on temporary job assignments. You might even tap into the travel nurse or student market, depending on your region. The key is to think beyond the usual marketing channels and consider who needs housing outside the typical moving seasons. There's often a niche that goes overlooked, and catering to it can keep your property occupied. Finally, stay adaptable. Markets shift, economies change, and tenant preferences evolve. What worked one off-season might need tweaking the next. By keeping track of your results, how long it took to find a tenant, what incentives worked, and which strategies fell flat, you can refine your approach year after year. This is where partnering with a professional property management company like Alpine Property Management Kansas City makes a difference. We continuously analyze data and update our methods to stay ahead of market trends. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more insights on real estate investing and property management. And remember, if you ever have a property that's causing more headaches than it's worth, Alpine Property Management Kansas City is here to help. We buy houses, making it easy for you to move forward on your own terms. Stay proactive, stay informed, and keep your properties thriving, even in the off-season.